think this 25 years of journey has been absolutely, I believe, a roller coaster from an FVC perspective. I have to break it up into three parts. One was a big demand in the marketplace where their vendors wanted emerging technologies to be worked upon by distributors to make sure that the value proposition is done through the partner to the end customer. So FVC was engaged a lot in terms of working with partners, working with end customers. In fact, in the initial 10 years, we were working more with customers than partners in terms of seeing how we can actually help their business much more positively in terms of helping closing business for our vendors. So that was the first journey. Second journey was making sure that we started enabling more partners in terms of articulating these emerging technologies for their customers. So we did that, and we actually went to that next stage in terms of transition, typically from a customer-driven distributor to a channel-driven distributor, which I believe has been a big change in terms of how things have happened. And I think the most important part has been a play at the same time is our FVC employees who have been extremely passionate in terms of how they actually articulated solutions through the channel to the end customer. I would break my response in two parts. The unified collaboration side separate and our Pro AV space separate. In the unified collaboration space, I think we've seen a big dramatic change where we've seen platforms like both Microsoft Teams and Zoom taking over the complete platform requirements of collaboration and connectivity. And typically from an FVC perspective, we have actually taken that role in terms of enabling customers in terms of the Zoom AI-based collaboration, and also helping some companies in terms of how MTR to be deployed and ensuring that collaboration is actually done in the best possible way with all the ecosystems, right from all the eco hardware manufacturers, right from Poly, Logi, Yarlink, Lenovo, Need, Jabra, and we made sure that everything is brought into that game. Now in the AV space, I believe the biggest thing which we are doing in disruption is actually bringing video over IP, and also making sure that we are bringing a software-based control room with a distributed architecture, which I believe is a great value proposition both in the Pro AV industry to make sure that we bring cost down, disruption, and make sure that it's completely simple and easy to use. So market and relevance and value, I think there's three very important things. I'll address one by one. I think adding value is always very important. As we at FVC do two parts, we always basically look at a lot of solution design, pre-sales activity, channel enablement. So we're always adding value from that perspective. I think the other part in terms of relevance is very important to understand how the industry is going in terms of dynamics. And like how I said, was how Pro AV is completely moving to video or IP. So we're looking at a complete change in our Pro AV business from traditional analog Matrox switches to completely to a video or IP solution which actually gets scales and actually makes the customer protection. Same thing in terms of cybersecurity. We are trying to see how we can actually bring disruption out there. Today we have some great stuff where we are bringing next generation DLP, next generation SIM with AI. Not only brings cost to actually almost 50% in terms of what we can drive it, but making sure that we're having secure data and making sure that we are compliant with all the regulations on the cybersecurity side. So I think we are doing that very positively, I would say, from a relevance and also from a value perspective. So I think most important thing is I do two parts. One, always try and keep the team very positive and do my best to keep positivity always happening. Second is to empower the team to basically go out there and actually make sure that they are bringing leadership in themselves to actually drive more growth and more performance at FVC. So these are my two things, always positivity and empower our team so that they can actually articulate FVC better to their channels and to their customers. So I think the core message is FVC is all about value. Value to the partner, value to the customer, value for the vendor. We will continue to bring this particular thing in terms of driving value. So like I said, value, if I'm looking at from a vendor perspective, we look at how we can actually work on incremental growth and incremental business for the vendor. If I'm looking from a channel perspective, we look at how we can actually help him to actually articulate FVC solutions with the vendor to his customer much better. For the customer, we'll actually bring a best total cost of ownership, which will actually make sure that FVC valued solution will bring his cost of ownership and also make sure that it's cost optimized and efficient.